Okay, so we're going through notes starting on page 82. All right, so it's called What is a Vertebrate? Is the title of this chapter, this section. So we're going to write down initially what is a vertebrate. And I like to write that on top. Okay, so I'm going to actually make this a little smaller. So what is a vertebrate? Okay, and then we're going to read on. It says, look backward in time into an ocean 530 million years ago. There you see a strange-looking creature about as long as your middle finger. The creature is swimming with a side-to-side motion like a flag flapping in an invisible wind. Its tail fin is broad and flat. Tiny, armor-like plates cover the body. Its eyes are set wide apart. If you could see inside the animal, you would notice that it has a backbone. You are looking at one of the earliest vertebrates at home in an ancient sea. So I look at that, and I don't see really any super important information. I read on then. It says, recall from chapter 1 that vertebrates are animals with a backbone. So actually what I'm going to do is go here, and I'm going to go Roman numeral 1. Vertebrates. And then below it, I'm going to put an animal with a backbone. And then I'm going to keep reading. Which is also called a vertebral column, spinal column, or spine. Also called, and I put ... 1 would be, I got to go back here, vertebral column. Sorry, this is hard for me to write on this thing right now. 2, spinal column. And 3 would be spine. Okay. Fishes were the first vertebrates to appear. They still thrive today in Earth's waters. So I'd put letter C, fish were first vertebrates. And it says that they still thrive today in Earth's water. We know that. Other vertebrates include amphibians. Other vertebrates. 1, amphibians. 2, they say, is, well, they give an example of amphibians, but we don't have to put frogs. If you want to do frogs, again, you probably don't need to do this because you know this, but an example of an amphibian would be letter A, frogs. 2 now is reptiles, such as snakes, and I would go B, snakes. And then three, birds, and 4, mammals. I definitely spelt that wrong. Okay, and then that is the end of that text. So then I would go to the next piece of information, which is the chordate phylum, and I would go Roman numeral 2. And I'd write out the chordate phylum. And vertebrates are a subgroup of the phylum Chordata. So we would actually go and write something. Isn't that important? Okay. So vertebrates So I'm actually going to go ahead. Members of this phylum called chordates. Vertebrates are a subgroup of the phylum Chordata. So I don't know how to write that. So letter A is vertebrates. Our subphylum Chordata. B, Chordata are called chordates and share these characteristics. See, chordates have these characteristics. Number one, at some point in their lives, they have a nerve cord. At some point, have ... and then I'm going to go small a, notochord. And at this point, if you don't know what a notochord is, you go research that and you'd write it in there. For right now, I'm just going to keep going to show you how to do this. B, nerve cord. C, slits in their throats. That means that we all had slits in our throats at some point in our lives. When we were in the womb, we did, actually. And then I would say the phylum name comes from the notochord. Notochord is why sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Notochord is I'm just going to say what it is, a flexible rod that protects back. Is that far enough, or you want me to keep going here? What's that? Okay, so I'll tell you what, I'll just keep going here, and then you'll be able to go back and pause it and watch it and retake it, because I can't really pause if I do this. Let me just finish this piece up. Tunicate, all right. Flexible rod supports. Some chordates, like the lancelet in figure 1, keep the notochord all their lives. Some animals keep the notochord all their lives. I'm sorry, my writing is horrible. It's hard to write like when I'm doing this. Tunicates let's see, have a notochord as larvae, but not as adults. Have a notochord as larvae, but not as adults. And number 4, invertebrates replaced the notochord with what? Good. And some vertebrates have a backbone made of cartilage. Now see this? It says, in the text, it says, a few vertebrates have a backbone made of cartilage. And then it gives a description of what cartilage is. So I'm going to go here. One is cartilage. And a connective tissue that is softer than bone. Because we're talking about cartilage. And B, it's flexible and strong. And then I'm going to stop there. So that's like 12 minutes of notes. And then you continue going on. And besides the notochord, you read that paragraph. In addition, you do that paragraph. And then your next Roman numeral is going to be 3 down here a little ways. That will be the backbone and endoskeleton. So there's some other stuff that you're going to be filling in here, and then you'll move to the backbone and endoskeleton. The next Roman numeral will be maintaining body temperature, evolution of vertebrates. And then you move on to, I think, how fish fly. Got it? All right, I'll stop right there.